Suppose we come across a patient where he's not able to give a semen sample. So how do you deal with such a patient? Which happens quite commonly.
The geo biography our unit, I mean, we are in area where most of our patients are Muslims. We common practice, some patient they doesn't want masturbation. We created a room to have an intercourse and collect it. Their other methods are collecting their own. Then there is a artificial support by vibrators. We recommend all options to the patients. We can't give more stress on. We are not in Europe or any forward thinking country. We have a conservative society. So we have to handle with delicately, sensibly. I have a previous experience because my most of the experience in Middle East from 1995 to 2010. In early days of my work in Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, I used to have a prepared medias also. I just forgot now. We have a luxury of single sequential medias. So we have encountered every type of patient, from obstructive azoospermia, non-obstructive azoospermia, and undescended testis. We have collected the sperm from the abdomen. So in India, when it comes to India, it is difficult because in that countries there is no third-party options. So we have encountered. Now coming to your point on retrograde ejaculation, I have a successful pregnancy on retrograde ejaculation. Retrograde ejaculation is a dry orgasm. Usually we have diabetic patients with this problem they are suffering. I had a VIP. I mean, he was a Saudi ambassador. I am in third world country now. He is a Saudi ambassador to Kuwait. He is a diabetic and retrograde. Our unit has counseled him for ICSI. So we, as a team, our clinician, I am an embryologist. I am not a clinician. So they have stabilized the pH by giving bicarbonate buffer for 2 days. Then he had intercourse and collected, he brought 3 liters of urine after intercourse. So because the retrograde ejaculation, instead of coming to urethra, it is traveling to the urinary bladder. So we have stabilized the pH by creating the environment for sperm survival. Then collected the urine, centrifuge, we got a beautiful swimming, so I had to centrifuge 3 liters of, then we did ICSI, and the patient has a baby boy. Okay. So that is a possible, this is a possible. That's why we, in our unit, we encourage to have a biological child. Even azoospermia, we don't jump into, donor sperm, donor eggs. We don't jump into advising the patient to go for donor sperm. We advise or counsel the patient for their own biological child. We can do biopsies. If there is a sperm, then there is a hope. We can try in a extreme until we achieve our pregnancy. We have a Somalian patient also.
So basically semen sample, and in the second container we ask them to collect the urine sample after the ejaculation, and we test both the containers. Usually we find the semen sample in the urine container, and before that we alkalinize the urine by giving any alkylating agent so that the sperm survives in the acidic urine. Okay? Okay, fine. So sir, just to revise and refresh, why should we actually do the semen preparation? Why can't we just use the raw semen?
As a subfertile man, if they get spontaneous pregnancy, they get. So if there is an infection,
Correct.
there are a lot of issues. Why we can concentrate the sample, accumulate the sample, and instead of diluted sample, you
Yes.
have a lot of that infection might be delaying the pregnancy,
Yes.
like pus cells, RBCs, bacteria, or a lot of prostaglandins. So this the volume of semen is spillage, or
Yes, to
the
concentrate.
uterine conditions are not
Yes.
feasible for taking.
Yes.
So we prepared the sperm sample and bypass everything. We inject into the uterine cavity.
So in a natural intercourse, the cervical mucus acts as a filter which filters out all the seminal secretions, leukocytes, and only the healthy motile sperms manage to swim across. When we are doing IUI or any artificial reproductive techniques, we are bypassing the cervical mucus. So there is no barrier. If you put in all the prostaglandins, prostatic secretions, seminal plasma into the uterus, there can be infections, there can be vasomotor symptoms, there can be severe abdominal cramps. So we are basically producing something similar to a natural cervical barrier, so that only healthy sperms in a concentrated quantity are put into the uterus, so that even the uterine contractions are not stimulated. If we put in too much of content into the uterus, also then the uterus pushes everything back. So we want a concentrated, clean sample to put into the uterus. Different preparing a TISA sperm.
We don't get that high concentration for gradient or double density or single density. We clean the sample by squeezing in a multiple. We clean the sample in tissues in a multiple media and squeeze and separate tissues and check the samples, and appropriate liquids in a aseptic condition to not hamper the sperm motility. We collect and appropriate liquids and cryopreserve or use it immediately.
Immediately.